Hi there, this is CJ Miller. I'm in Shreveport, Louisiana, across the Red River from beautiful Bossier City, Louisiana. I'm sorry to be recording with a scruffy face and everything. I normally would shave a lot more. I wouldn't have this much, but basically, I need to let my face rest once in a while from products and everything. You know, uh, so that's kind of cool. But yeah, what I want to talk about, I was just reading an article about, people talking about, um, it's an archaic thing. I don't think it matters anymore. There's this new trend where, well, not new, it's been a few years, but full frontal nudity. Yes, full frontal male nudity in movies and streaming shows and everything. So, and the whole, I don't know. The reason why is because the conversation around it is stupid. Uh, I was reading a comment, and I guess it was an online comment from a female, and she was like, "So how do you men? How do you feel having to do this?" And blah blah blah. Where women have had to do it. Why? Why? How do you feel? Honestly, we don't really give a damn. you know, Speaking from men, we don't give a damn. Uh, this it was never a. I guess in a way, it was more like it was kind of opposite of what you're thinking. It's not. I don't think the idea was intentional. Well, sells, so there's that exploitation, but it was in the 60s and 70s, except for the avant-garde uh, film where they occasionally would have, like, I think the man who fell to earth, David Bowie, went full frontal or whatever, but I think basically, I think the whole idea was not a, it was not about exploitation, uh, although some of it was. I think the whole idea, the double standard, was not really based on exploiting women and not exploiting men. I think it was based on the idea that, you know, boys who would see this, underage boys, if they're at home or something like that, or go to the movie with their family or something, it's like even in R-rated movies or, PG movies, you could show boobs or something like that, or full frontal nudity or something like that. I really felt like they were like, hey, if the boy sees it, yay, that's my boy. He's going to grow up and be a man or whatever. And of course, you didn't want to show, uh, you know, a full frontal male figure to a girl who wasn't of the age of consent. If she wasn't like 17, seeing an R-rated movie or something like that, you never wanted to do that. And even in R-rated movie, so like, that's what it is. I think that's the double standard. I don't think it was about exploitation at all. So we can kill that conversation. I think the conversation is whether or not, you know, uh, it's that whole double standard that men should be out there and as sexual as possible and blah blah blah. And yeah, that's my boy. That's my that's my he's gonna be a lady killer. That kind of thing. And you give the correct congratulations to the males, uh, but then let's not have women grow up to be uh, sexual beings at all. Uh, and if they are, they're going to be exploited or something. But certainly no, they've got to be like pure and virginal until the day they get married. When they graduate college or something like that. I don't know, but that's what it was. That's what I think. I don't think it was about, hey, let's not show the male figure because that'll be like uncomfortable and it's not that. It was definitely a big part of it was let's go see movies that have boobies and full frontal with women or something like that, and that will get men out to see a movie and everything like that. But yeah, I was, this is the same conversation that used to happen in girly magazines, when um, Playboy, or I think it was even the Penthouse magazine, when they started showing um, male and female together in pictorials. It was because these are like adult magazines, but it was like um, kind of a sense of fair play happening or something like that. Uh, so yeah, so I don't know. I know it's an adult topic. This is definitely not a topic for children, but that's what it is. But so it's like, and I get it. I get it. If it's exploited, uh, just because we're going to start exploiting men more now in movies and TV shows and everything, doesn't make it less, you know, exploitive. But it was never really about, from the way I see it, from the conversations that I had and from what I thought, and listening to, and this, it was never anything about like, let's not let the let's not worry about the men. The boys will grow up to be men, and they'll be all right and die. But yeah, let's protect our young girls from having to see a naked male physique, even in a non-sexual form. So that's really what it was. It's just that's what all the censorship was about. It was whatever, and stupid, right? Stupid. Uh, you know. And why am I mentioning this? Because I'm still seeing this conversation online. I see an article or something like that, and somebody with it'll be all the people who have done a male nudity thing or something like that, and they'll have a whole like you know esoteric, you know I don't know if that's the right word, existential conversation about it, as if it's the meaning of life or something like that. It's so stupid. Okay. So sometimes I actually have nothing to think about, except, I get dicks on the brain. And there you go. So we had that conversation. Love and light. Ciao, Bella. Bon appetit. Good night.